All 4 sheets in play this morning. Update time, sheet C. It is Newfoundland Labrador and Sarah Hill taking on the 6-time Scotties champion Jennifer Jones. And I had a chance to chat with Sarah Cathy, and I asked her if she's had her Scotties wow moment yet in her first ever campaign here, and she said it'll be this morning. I idolized Jennifer Jones my whole life, and I know I'll be a bit starstruck to be on the ice with her. And look at this shot.
That's a great
Keep sweeping,
shot.
and it'll spin enough. So she only gives up the single to one of her curling idols as Jennifer Jones leads 1-0 after 1. So a pretty nice thrill for Sarah Hill, as she said she was very much looking forward to competing against Jennifer Jones this morning. And we checked in earlier, and it was a nice shot by Sarah Hill to limit Jennifer Jones. And final stone to come again from the rookie skip out of the RE/MAX Center at the St. John's Curling Club.
Well, Jennifer is currently lying too, and this is a tough shot because of the stone right behind it to get rid of it on an angle and still keep your shooter in play.
Oh, good brushing to get it by that yellow guard. Shooter spills out, so another steal. And Jennifer Jones, a 2-0 advantage.
She's had some really tough shots the 2 times that we've come to them.
Firm? Yeah.
Jennifer scoring one in the first.
Okay. Do you think so?
And another in the second for a 2-0 advantage.
So. Yeah.
And with a win, she can become the all-time
Right? So I'd like a little ice.
leader in wins at the Scotties. Right now, tied with the great Colleen Jones. Our updates continue. And again, as we check in on sheet C, Jennifer Jones shot stone. And that is glued to that red stone with one to come from the Newfoundland Labrador skip, Sarah Hill.
And just playing the nose hit to get one. No way to chip that stone out because of the 2 of her own that are behind it.
And a job well done on the nose for a single as Jennifer Jones leads 2-1.
And back here.
Nobody has more appearances at the Scotties in this field than the 6-time Scotties champion Jennifer Jones, as we will update her action on sheet C, taking on Newfoundland and Labrador. And Jennifer's going to need a pistol here as she's facing 2, one top button, one back button.
And she can only see about a third of the top one and a half of the back one, so electing to play the run double.
Job well done by Sarah Hill this end, applying the pressure. Final stone on the way, Jennifer Jones. Wow, and she'll drive it by, so a steal of 2. And for Sarah Hill, playing one of her idols this morning for the very first time. She leads 3-2 after 4. You know, I talked with Sarah Hill, coach of, skip of Team Newfoundland and Labrador, and they said they didn't have a lot of expectations. They wanted to come here and gain some experience, and man, you're getting experience against one of the best here, and they're holding their own against Jennifer Jones, up by 1, but final stone here from Jones in 5.
Well, and not the pressure they had on her last end, but Jennifer still is facing 2, is being forced to hit the stick.
And that's a nice bounce back shot from Jennifer Jones. So they're tied up at 3 after 5.
Just keep that angle on the outside.
Exactly.
And right next door, sheet C update time. It is Sarah Hill, a 4-3 lead over Team Manitoba and Jennifer Jones. And again, every time we check in, the 6-time Scotties champ under the gun this morning.
Well, we saw the first couple of ends. It was the other way. Sarah was having to make some great shots, but she has turned this game around. And when we did that quick look, it looked as though there were 3 red in play. And so this is a much needed draw for the single, and they have stopped walking.
Sarah, one of the teams actually able to play in play downs back home in Newfoundland and Labrador, and that stops in time. So a single and a 4-4 tie after 7. We have 6 rookie skips this year at the Scotties, including Sarah Hill from the RE/MAX Center at the St. John's Curling Club in Newfoundland and Labrador. And she's in a good battle this morning with Jennifer Jones.
Well, she is, but she's got a really tough shot in this end with Jennifer lying 1 locked on the lid.
And I was trying that run back, and there you see shot stone, and there is your stolen points on the Hearts. So Jennifer Jones up 5-4 after 8.
Back 8. Well then, off then. Nose is good.
More updates. Jennifer Jones, Sarah Hill on sheet C. And Jennifer has 1, 2 in the house, and 1 to come from the rookie skip from St. John's. Looks like the draw, Kathy.
No, I think she's actually playing the out-turn hit.
Okay.
Yep.
A nose hit would be good enough for shot.
Yep.
Correct you are.
Yep. Right up, right up, right up.
But a lot of people would draw in that situation, Brian, so it's easy to see why you would suggest that.
Yeah, so 1 on the board, and I guess that's just comfort and
Yes,
knowing the ice, and I guess if you're comfortable hitting, then you hit. And she did just fine right there, so it's going to be great for her confidence. First Scotties, she talked about it, facing one of her heroes and hanging in there. She'll have a story to tell, win or lose.
All there for weight. That's okay, both of you go as far back as you can. Right back.
As this stone settles into the house, update time on sheet C. And a great game, full credit to the rookie Sarah Hill out of St. John's, taking on the 6-time champ Jennifer Jones. Final stone for her here in 10. She doesn't have hammer, but this has to get into a good spot in the ring. She'd love to drag it and bury top 4.
Jennifer lies one of the top 12 foot.
Oh. And Rex, and you see the house.
Thanks for the game, you guys.
Yeah, it'll be the non-handshakes, unfortunately. So Jennifer Jones rebounding and a 3-2 record. So we mentioned that win, and she stands alone. Jennifer Jones, yes, 153 career wins, most all time at any position, and she passes the great Pauline Jones. And a thumbs up, and she can set another record this week with 7 Scotties titles. No one has 7.
Well, it's a pretty special moment. I know that if there were bums in the seats here this morning, there would be standing ovation. That is a huge number.
That's okay.
That's not appearances, that is wins.
Good see.
Checking it big.
And that is not easy.
Very cool. In her 16th Scotties appearance.
Make this one.
On off, Corinne Brown, bang him, got 2, got 3. What a shot from the BC skip.